What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about Cradle animation. So, if you have been on the channel recently, I've been talking about this series and doing a bunch of reviews of a lot of Will Wight's books. Um, but in the last month, Will Wight has put on a Kickstarter up to do an animated series at least through the first book, Unsold. And so there's 3 videos that I wanted to check out. I haven't watched any of these um, that have that he's put out the last month that show the animation of the new series that they're trying to do. So I want to check that out with you, and let's see. By the way, if you haven't read this series, what are you doing? Get out and read it. It's so good. Uh, the series is called Cradle series. The first book is Unsold. It's only $12. It's not that much. No, but it's really good, especially if you like anime. Just a fantastic series. It's really a mix of Western and Eastern fantasy. It's excellent. It's excellent. So let's watch the 3 trailers. This one is called A Little Taste of the Cradle Animation Artwork, and then the second one is the full trailer for the animated series, I believe. And then the third video we'll watch is like the first actual animation. So I think this one just has some concept art. The next one has more of some of the designs, and then this one has, or the last one will have a little bit of animated work. So here we go. First video, a little taste of the Cradle animation artwork. This is all on Will Wight's YouTube channel, by the way. So if you haven't seen the book, this is the the seal that's on the front. Although this doesn't look like the seal. The circle doesn't, but the what is it, hexagon? All right, here's Lyndon. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause. Sorry. So that's Lyndon. Interesting. I feel like he looks a little older than I imagine, but this, I guess, is concept art. Maybe by book 12, this is what he looks like. I don't see him looking like this in Unsold, but let's keep going. So then we have Serial. Okay. Interesting. So she's in her Abaddon armor. I like the hair. I think the hair looks really good with her. It's hard to tell the face, but let's keep going. There's the first elder. Honestly, I get a lot of the elders in book 1 mixed up. Except for Elder Whisper. I get him. I understand him. But this looks pretty good. I like this. Ooh, Lee Marcuth. I had heard that his design was in here. And man, he looks awesome. This is kind of how I imagine him. But maybe even a little bit cooler. I like how the wing structure like lifts him off the ground here. That's really cool. Alright. And there's Elder Whisperer himself. He looks less like a fox and more like a wolf with fox tails, but otherwise, I don't know that I have a disagreement or I have any problem with that. I like the eye here. That looks pretty interesting. Okay, and this is the tower where Elder Whisper lives, and I'm guessing this is the Way Clan village. There's supposed to be like a couple million people who live in Sacred Valley. So personally, I feel like it's in the books. It feels a lot more empty than that, but I mean it's pretty filled up. So. Okay, this has got, looks like Serpent's, is it Serpent's Grave? where the book 3 takes place. That's what I'm thinking when I see this. I feel like it's called Serpent's Grave. I don't remember. It's the 3rd book. They go to like the kingdom, like one of the. That's where they meet the turtle. I'm blanking on a bunch of names right now. I feel like it's Serpent's Grave. I could be wrong, because you kind of have like this serpentine like feel, and it's like where the black dragons used to be. I don't know. Okay, I think this is supposed to be Linden, maybe, in one of the trees overlooking where the fight will be. I like the tree. Okay. It's a lot bigger than I imagined. So when I'm reading book 1, my imagination is much smaller. Because it's hard for me to remember that there's supposed to be like a few million people in Sacred Valley. All right, let's jump to the second one. This is the trailer for the Cradle animation Kickstarter. So that was more of like a glimpse into it. So I like the concept art. This is like a week or 2 later, or something like that, and this is the trailer.
My head.
This reminds me of the picture on Settlers of Catan. Sorry.
I see it. It starts off slow. It's gonna be, Lyndon as a kid doing the test.
Okay, that looks like Lyndon. That's about how I imagine Lyndon to be. Much better than the other.
Lyndon as a kid doing the test.
I'm gonna not pause it so much for this.
We've got to see Elder Whisper.
Yes.
He's training, he finds a new kind of technique that he can kind of win this tournament with, and then here comes Lee Marcuth and just messes it all up.
Whew. We started off and we were trying to kind of bounce ideas off each other and come up with a vision for what the show could look like and how we could pitch this to a studio. And we were trying to think, okay, what sort of scenes would be key to demonstrate what Cradle could be. And we were asking about Lee Marcuth's wings.
Yes.
And we were going
like, great.
What kind of wings? How big could the wings be? What does he do with the wings? Where do the wings come from? What sort of animal might the wings look like? And then you were talking about the dragon wings that were inspiring.
Yeah.
And so it was like the wings had knuckles that
Yeah.
he was walking on. You had this really cool image of it in your head that then when you sketched it out, I was like, oh, that's it.
There's this bright light that shines down on Lyndon, and he'll look up and he'll see through the clouds Cyril, and she's got, it almost looks like giant angel wings, but as she gets closer, they're flaming, and you realize those are actually jets emitting
Yes.
from her. The background kind of opens up, and you see the blue skies behind her, and the sun behind her, so that she's backlit. After Surreal's showing up, that's probably the last minute, and what we'll do is we'll just do fast cutting. It's just drums, percussions, and then we'll just cut. Every cut will be something new. Like, here's Yaren, here's Athan, here's Orthos. I told Will, I think I'm gonna put Jai Long in here. I need to put Jai Long in here, and I need to fit this in.
So we thought, okay, let's make something. Let's make something together. We're working together already. Let's make something. And what we could afford to make was about 3 or 4 minutes of animation. And so we thought, okay, let's make this kind of a best of trailer sort of style thing to show off the character designs and show off all the cool stuff we could do from the first 3 books.
Yeah, it would be kind of a proof of concept.
And as we were working on it, we kept developing it more and more and more. And what we started talking about and thinking was, well, wait a minute, we're going as far as we can with the intention of using this to pitch to companies, but why don't we see if we can pitch this to the fans?
And this is a chance for us to revisit the world that Will created and the characters that we all know and love in the kind of best format possible.
We are really passionate about this. We really want to make it awesome, and we need your help.
I like
and
his
we
shirt.
want to make something that's for you guys, And when it comes down to, I want to make this because I want to see this because I'm a fan, and I want to see this how it turns out.
That's a beautiful picture right there of the tournament in Sacred Valley. Man, that's really cool. And then you have this big tree with the hill overlooking. That's beautiful.
But ultimately, it's really for you guys, right? And we want to have something that we can all be proud of, and we can look back and like Lord of the Rings, right? We watch it every
Oh,
year
there
and
you
be
go,
like,
yeah.
this is cool, right? And just be like, I can watch this for the next 20 years.
All right, let's go back through that. So, stop. All right, so this is a really great looking Elder Whisper. I like that. Looks a little bit better with a little more fleshed out. Let's see. So I liked they were talking about some of this. I don't want to do too much, but you will see like there's a bunch of blood there. So they're not pulling their punches with some of this, which is interesting. I'm trying not to spoil it if you haven't read the book for whatever reason. By the way, these are the first 3 books, Unsold, not Soulbound, Soulsmith and Black Flame. It's the Black Flame Empire. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. And we have a little blue here, and we have, you can see back here, a little dross. I think there might be another dross here, but I can't tell. This is a really cool picture of Lee Marcuth. Which it's really funny for such a, I don't want to spoil too much, but for a character that barely shows up at all in the show, like he really he's really got like a huge impact on the story. It's pretty great. Let's see here. They were talking about where Serial shows up. I really like that. Since she's like the Phoenix, you kind of have this Phoenix-looking picture. Kind of reminds you of Jean Grey a bit. And then I think that this will look really good. Yeah, she looks very human in this. And I'm glad they finally added some color so you can kind of see what she would look like. Definitely otherworldly. And then this is a really nice looking Yaren. Not gonna lie, I really like it. We don't see. I didn't realize that the strap went around her neck. I thought the thing was just around her waist, but you know I'm not gonna complain. It looks fine. But where is her side sword? Because she has this eventually. But she doesn't have her side sword. So I'm not quite sure where that's supposed to be. And I'm guessing they're covering these because these are supposed to, like, she starts off with I don't remember if she has a jade badge. I feel like she wears one in book 1. But yeah, I'm gonna assume that's why they're all wearing the symbol there. And then we have our favorite dragon. Looks great. That for whatever reason I can't remember his name. Man, I know this guy's name. I don't know why I'm blanking right now. It's when you want to name something. It must be I'm just getting old. But he looks great. He does look a little small, which I know he does get small later on. But spoilers. But I feel like I need to see him in context with the people, because he's a bit Orthos. That's his name, Orthos. He's a bit. He looks a bit too small to scale. Like if he's the same, like Martouf comes up to here when he's being held by his feet, and then his wings are up to here, like that I could see. So he's like the top of his shell comes up to Martouf, near Martouf, when he's being held up by his wings, whereas Lyndon might come up to closer to here. You know, that's how I imagine it. I don't know. We'll see. And then we have a little blue. I love it. Just a little taste of little blue there. And then we have Jai Long. I wasn't expecting to actually see Jai Long because he's not in the first book. Of course, neither is Orthos, but notice that there's one character we haven't seen. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, you can go read the books and you'll find out. But this looks great. I really like the the look of Jai Long here. Oh, I wonder if the reason this is it could be that the reason these are see-through is because they're magic. But I feel like he actually carries a spear. I don't know. I don't remember. I need to reread the books. It's been since last year since I read them. So I like the markings around his face. I'm really curious what his actual face looks like. That'll be weird. Because if you haven't read the books, he has a twisted face, and it makes sense. It's in book 2, so. And then we get like this overview. We saw this in the last one. This looks a little bit more detailed. It looks pretty great. I kind of liked this guy. He kind of reminded me of a character from Avatar: Last Airbender. So it was kind of cool. And then we have the adult Lyndon. I know, he just looks a little too old for my taste. I don't know. But I feel like maybe by book 4 or 5 he might be this tall. I don't know. I just imagine him closer to this for a couple books. But okay, what else do we have here? We have the colored in First Elder, and then Serpent's Grave. And then I already pointed that out. It looks beautiful. I wasn't sure what this is. This one confused me. It could be the Lyndon walking up to the school in the first book. What is that school called? I never remember their name. I've read the book like 5 times, the series like 5 times, and I still can't remember their name. But I don't think so. It looks more like he's walking down to Serpent's Grave, but he has friends with him in that series or in that period. So I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe this is supposed to be Jai Long, or it could be book 2, the character that we haven't seen yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think this is referring to, because after Lyndon meets Yaren, he rarely wanders alone. He's rarely by himself. He's usually with the team after that. So I don't know what this is supposed to be. I feel like this is very obviously or very similar to this. So, which I'm interpreting. I feel like it's called Serpent's Grave. I don't remember. Whatever the city that the Black Flame Empire lives in, and they go to. They don't go to every Black Flame Empire city, but they go to this one where Orthos is. Anyways, all right. So that's a long bit. Let's go to the last one. This is supposed to be like the first fully animated footage. So let's see. It's like 10 seconds. Let's see what it's got. Ooh. Okay. Packed a little more of a punch than I was expecting. So we have a young Lyndon who looks really great there. This is how I imagine Lyndon. And then we have him kind of doing like the earth bending or fire bending, but he doesn't do that, in the series, obviously. But I like it. And we have his unsold badge, which I really like. This Lyndon does look a little bit better. He looks a bit younger than the other one, I think. Not this one. He doesn't look younger than this, but he looks younger than the concept art. So maybe it'll be fine. And then Martooth, we got him blasting. That's really cool. That's a really cool animation. I really like this, man. He looks really fleshed out. He's got a gold badge. Like he's just muscled up, and he just looks like a horror, like mix of a man and horror, which is perfect for him. So, anyways, let me look really quick before I end. There's some Cradle book covers that have Cat's Cradle. No, I don't need that. Okay, so this is what they have done on official books. This is book 1, 2, and 3, and it looks kind of similar. You see Yaren with her cut hair, straight cut hair. Lyndon looks somewhat similar there, and then this is how I imagine the rope. But you also see that she has a sword, and obviously this is before she becomes a low gold, so she doesn't have her gold sign yet. Let's look at this. So here, I think this is supposed to be a cereal. Obviously she doesn't have her low gold sign yet, so I'm not quite sure where this is supposed to be located, but it kind of looks like he's still got his bronze level there. And then we have this one, which I'm not gonna mention two of the characters, but you see Lyndon with his magic, and you see Yaren. She's got 2 swords, so she's a low gold. Oh, what's the middle one? It's high gold. And so, and then you have our 2 other characters that show up in book 4. This is volume 3, which would be books 7, 8, and 9. So interesting that we don't have several of the other characters in this picture, but I think they look pretty great. I think they are a bit different than I would have imagined. Where's the other one? Let's see. There should be a middle one. Oh, here it is. So this is volume 2. So this would be book 4, 5, and 6, which are my favorites, especially 4 and 5. And so we have the trio. This is before we meet the other girl. I guess I can say her name, Mercy. This is before we meet Mercy. I'm just trying to be elusive for anyone who hasn't read the series. But yeah, so it's and we have a little blue here. So there it is similar. I'll give them that, But that is the trailers. So let me know what you think. What do you think about the animation? I'm pretty sure it's all been crowdfunded. I don't know if it's still open or available or anything, but looks really great in my opinion. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. So yeah. If you're thanks for watching. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. Somewhat randomly talk about random stuff. Yeah, I have been doing a lot more streams with Power World lately, but yeah, let me know what you think about Cradle, and if you haven't read it, what are you doing in life? Go read. It's an amazing series. They're all on Audible, and Travis Baldree does a fantastic job reading them, and it's just an excellent series, So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.